I don't know much about Filipino culture. But I realize this probably isn't an uncommon experience for any first-generation Canadian or American kid. My mom is Filipino and my dad is Vietnamese Chinese, and I was born and raised in Canada, where growing up, most of my classmates did not look like me. The older I get, the guiltier I tend to feel about not knowing enough about my roots. But at the same time, the older I get, the more free will and curiosity I have to actually go back and learn. I don't eat Filipino food often, I don't speak the language, I'm definitely not a D1 karaoke singer, and I probably could not tell you much about Filipino customs and traditions. But what I can tell you is about a recent experience I had that left me feeling more connected to my Filipino heritage than ever before. So let's rewind to last September. On my birthday, I had asked my friends to give me dares that would push me out of my comfort zone. And this year, I have essentially structured my year around completing them. One of the dares was to try a new genre of dance. And I figured, why not use this dare as an opportunity to get closer to my roots? So I chose to learn the national dance of the Philippines, tinikling. Tinikling is not just a dance, but also one of the oldest cultural traditions in the Philippines. You might have seen it before, and if not, it's pretty memorable because it uses these large bamboo poles that a pair or multiple pairs of people hop between.
I do say it's a little bit like double dutch or like jump rope feeling because there's a lot of hopping, and we use these bamboo poles, and it's meant to imitate the movements of a bird in the Philippines called the tinikling bird.
Yeah. This is Karesia. She's been running a dance group called the Physical Plant in Queens, New York, and she is the one who will be teaching me tinikling today with her group.
I actually started this dance group back in 2010 because I'm primarily a modern dancer. The Physical Plant has sort of evolved into this body that's now just sharing predominantly Filipino dances around the city. I also run the Queensboro Dance Festival, which is an annual summer tour of all Queens-based groups. So we also wanted to be a platform for underrepresented cultures through dance.
The night before meeting Karesia, I called my mom to tell her what I was going to be doing. And I don't know why I was surprised that she had done tinikling as a kid because she literally grew up in the Philippines after all. My mom said that she didn't remember how to do the dance anymore, but I think the idea that tinikling was part of her childhood made me just even more eager to try it for myself.
Do you think that it's a dance that's hard to learn? Because I guess for me, like, this is gonna be my first time ever doing it, and like, I think I had not inherited like a lot of the Filipino genes, but I'm curious, like, how hard do you think it is to pick up? And if so, like, what's the hardest part?
You know what? We've taught tinikling to a lot of people.
So you've seen a lot,
all ages, and it seems like people pick it up pretty well. What's really nice about tinikling, it's very much a community activity more than like a formal dance, so to speak, or at least that's how we like to engage with the dance, because it's really allowing the community people to come together. So there's no pressure. There's no pressure, and we're all here to like play and help you out.
Cool.
In terms of the clothing, so these are actually from Barong Warehouse, which is based in Manila. And so this is considered like presentational wear. So tinikling is actually a dance that came out during the Spanish colonization. So it's not an indigenous dance. And you can hear that in the music, like the instrumentation and the way that the music is played is very much Spanish influence. But I do know that these types of sleeves is definitely like signature Filipino. But yeah, so this was just what I've learned is like our presentational wear for dancing.
It looks beautiful though.
Thanks.
I've never worn anything like this before, but I have seen like this style before. I think it's called like a turno, and I did wear one last year because my first time in like a dance context. I feel good that I have it on because now I feel like it'll let me like lock in and like be in character, because I feel like you just gotta lean into it. I'm excited.
So when you do tinikling, you always want to be next to the poles so that you know which foot has to go into the poles first. So it's always the closest foot to the poles is going to go in first. And it's going in 3. For simplicity's sake, you're going to go in, then out. In, out. So it's like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And just imagine that the poles are going to close on 3. So whenever you have 3, you know you need to be out of the poles somehow. Right? A lot of fake it till you make it. And I can be your mirror image if you want. So we would go 1, 2, 3. And feel, you can play with your skirt. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You're a pro. Great.
I missed one.
You missed one. That's okay. So if I were to remove
steps,
the poles, I'm really just doing this. Right? But you're really just alternating your feet the whole time.
Wow.
Like, so, do you guys want to demo some stuff? for Maylene? Okay.
So for some added context, going into this dare, I only had 1 hour to learn the dance. I was very skeptical at first that was gonna be enough time, especially because this is my first time ever seeing the dance performed in person.
This is like the intro. This is usually when we're like entering. Oh yeah, see, they're already down. Folklore behind it is we're dancing as though we're this tickling bird that is jumping in and out of the bamboo traps that farmers are putting out in their rice fields to discourage the birds from eating their crop. There's also another tale that this was a dance that also concealed the workers in the fields during their martial arts practices. So it would look like they're practicing dance, but really they were also training.
That was sick. That was so good. Wait, you guys are so coordinated. Like, how did they know how to do everything?
We did a lot of practice. You got it? No, I don't know. You want to try the basic movements first?
Yeah, I'll try.
So for this next part, I was terrified because although Karesia taught me the steps without the poles moving, the natural next step was to learn them with the poles moving. And I don't know what it is, but the fear of potentially getting your ankles clipped just messes with your head.
We'll try it now with the poles moving.
Can we do like a slow version?
Yeah, do you want someone to dance with you?
Maybe I'll mirror you.
Okay, okay.
That. Wait, just to like get back in sync. So
especially for this.
1,
yes,
2,
that's right.
3. 1,
We're
2,
gonna go
3.
open,
Okay.
close.
So you can just test the water by kind of getting this.
Test the water.
Wait, even this looks scary. I'll jump in.
Yeah.
I think you turn it up a little, Katie.
You get in there. You get in
Okay,
there.
okay.
Ready?
Cool. I'm scared. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Touch, up, touch, up.
Yeah!
I got lost in the
Halfway through. So when you get on that side,
So I'm like on this side.
and then right back in with your right foot. Yes, you're always switching feet.
I know with other styles of dance, like for example hip hop, the type of dance where you kind of find your own style.
Yeah.
In this sort of dance, do you think that there's that same sort of like self-expression where you kind of adapt it in your own way, or is it more, there's like a more specific way to do it and everyone kind of follows that way?
Yeah, that's a super interesting question because I've learned tinikling organically just through other people. So based on whatever I saw and however they learned tinikling was how I adapted tinikling.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Go away.
Nice. So, because we have enough dancers, I kind of want to introduce a second set of poles.
Oh, okay.
Don't be worried. So now there's now everybody's involved at the same time. What's really nice about our group is we're all bringing our different experiences of tinikling to this group, and so we're all here to learn from each other and see what moves we didn't know or what moves that we can sort of make up. Though we do allow some flexibility and experimentation, but there is definitely our lolas and our titas that have like the traditional sense of what they grew up seeing and dancing tinikling. So we're always trying to kind of toe that line. I'm Filipino, both my parents are Filipino, but I was born here. So what's that line between like my Filipino-ness and my American-ness, and how does that translate when I am dancing and teaching tinikling and when we're all dancing and creating movements together. And you got it! Yeah! Good one! That was a good one. So exciting.
Good job.
Okay. Of the
Whoa, it's like a grid.
stage. Okay, yes. We call this hashtag. So it would look like this. 1, 2. It's also scary when you have a big skirt and you can't see your feet. In, out, and then face in. Ooh, that's harder, but that's good. If you're feeling fancy, you could jump through the middle.
Whoa, how do you jump through the middle?
With a lot of prayers. No, I'm just kidding. Do you want to try jumping in there? Yep. In, out, in.
Wait, I think I messed up though.
It's okay, but you figured it out. You figured it out.
Okay.
Try again. In, quarter, in, scare. Yeah. Yeah, girl. Yeah, you did it! Here she goes. Yeah, you did it! Mission accomplished. Awesome. Okay.
Okay, wow, that was kind of surprising. I thought I would have done it.
So when you're with a partner, you're essentially doing the same thing, but now you're connected to someone, which sometimes can feel like a whole different thing.
Because you have to be very in sync with that person.
Yes, and you're also aware that you're connected to someone, so there's this
like
feeling that you feel like you're gonna be like tangled or something.
Why do you think dance is something that is so rooted in culture?
I attribute so much of being able to confidently lean into my Filipino-ness to living here in Queens, and also my work with the Queensboro Dance Festival. Just because growing up when you're the only Filipino around, it was really hard to be comfortable being proud and loud about your culture. And it's probably this year and maybe like this particular past month that I've been like the loudest and proudest of my Filipino-ness. Yeah, it's been really liberating and really great to just be able to do that and be proud to share this portion of our culture with, you know, with kids, with the general public, with everybody who are also not Filipino too, because there is such a growing interest in it. That's been really nice to be able to feel closer to that part of my identity, but also the other part of my identity is a dancer, so being able to combine the two.
Yeah.
Dance is a universal language, and I believe that it's something that everybody can find joy and benefit from. So it's just been a great outlet for us to connect. It's really become a means of gathering community through movement. You should just join our team. Awesome. So that was like a one-hand hold. So there's also a two-hand. We actually have to be cross-hand so that we don't get too tangled.
I love that. No, I think that's why I was super excited to do tinikling specifically, because I think even for me, it's like, as someone who's only half Filipino, I struggle with that a lot. Feeling like, I don't know, like where I fit in. Like even with this dance, I was like, I don't know if like I'm going to pick it up, or like, I don't even know what it means to me yet.
That's another thing too about parents. Like it's just such a nice way. I don't know if it's just a Filipino thing, but definitely feeling I'm a product of my parents and I want them to be proud, and I'm proud that I'm able to do this because I know that that's something that they would be proud that it's something I'm able to like carry on. And now that I also have my own children, I'm also able to expose them to this as part of their heritage. So it's been a really special opportunity, and we're honored to be part of your experience of tinikling too.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this.
I turn.
I'm sweating profusely right now. When you think of the dance, obviously because it has such cultural background and history, when you think about who dances tinikling, like do you think that it's open to all, or who do you want to see dancing the dance?
I feel like it's open to all. I feel like dance should be accessible to everyone, and especially when we're talking about cultural dances, it's such a great opportunity for cultural exchange, and that's what really is, you know, behind us doing what we do, is we really want people to come away experiencing the dance, knowing where it's from, being able to have fun with it and appreciate it, and maybe also spread the word to other people, whether or not they're Filipino.
Go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you go. Hop, hop, hop. Good. Basic.
Yep.
Yes!
Nice.
One more time. Ready, you turn. I turn. Yeah.
You got it!
That second one was smooth.
I guess after this, I definitely feel glad that I pushed myself to do this. Like I was like kind of debating which style of dance I wanted to choose for this dare, and I think I'm just so grateful that I chose one that's like close to my heritage. In a way, kind of emotional. It makes me feel like more connected to my culture in like a way that I have not felt before. Oh, I don't want to like cry or anything, but yeah, I think I feel very happy that I had this experience, because like I think to feel so like welcomed into everything too, I just feel very grateful. This dare was honestly one of my favorite ones that I've completed so far, and I again just wanted to say a huge shout out and thank you to Karesia, the Physical Plant, all of the dancers involved, and Culture Lab LIC. All of you and this experience taught me not just a new dance, but also more about my culture. Dance truly is a universal language, and although I can't speak Tagalog, I walked away from this experience feeling like I can understand and express my culture in a way that I didn't know I could before.